Is this the way we go live? Wow. It has been an experience, everyone. Let's see if you guys can see me. I really need some help tonight because comments will appear in the window. Now this seems like it's a little bit too high. So, hi everyone, this is Tammy Lee with the Sacred Soul Soiree, the second day. And bear with me please that for some reason my internet or my computer, something's going on, and this looks too short. Something's going on to where I cannot access the Facebook group online. Like, I cannot access any group online. Thank you, Diana. I'm trying to fix my... You know what? You know, when a woman is determined, we do what we got to do, right? So... Oh, that's not right. Okay, this is right. Okay, so I'm piling boxes on top of boxes because I was not prepared to not go live on my computer sitting up in my other room. Okay, so I just have to stop and think. Let's see how this will work. There. Okay, thank you. So right now, as people are joining, I'm breathing into my heart. What a good practice for today. What a good way to show you all how when we can actually get frazzled, how life can take us out. That when we do the different things that we have been taught, see, I'd like to have that a little bit higher, but that looks too high. Is that too high? No. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to do this and put this behind it. There. How's that? Can everybody hear me? Can everybody see me? If you can share that, if you can let me know. Either type in the text chat or put some hearts and likes across the screen. I'm really grounding into my body. I so wanted to be here on time. I so wanted to show up. All good. Thank you, Diana. See you, hear you. Thank you, Carolyn. So, I don't know how to turn off my notifications while I'm online, so you might hear some. I like on my phone. So you might hear some pop in. So, this is reveal. Yeah, I can feel that. So not being able to get on a group at all, on any computer, rebooting my computer, I had to come live in the group via my phone. Why this is working, I have no idea. Like, I can get on Facebook and I can scroll through, but no groups are coming up at all. Really, now on my phone, it is. Very interesting, right, ladies? Okay, so, again, let me introduce. Tonight is the second night of the Sacred Soul Soiree. Tonight we talk about sacred self. Connecting to our inner power. I'm Tammy Lee. Just taking some breaths as people are coming on. I am a multi-dimensional facilitator of transformational and healing experiences. Do a lot of sacred high energy healing work, forgiveness work, emotional body work, and I help to facilitate that within others. So right now, let's just set the tone for tonight. I'm looking at my eyebrows. I'm like, girl, those are dark. So right now, like, I feel this emotion inside of me. I really want to be upfront with all of you so you know how to deal with, because there's a part of me that wants to just start crying. And I'm acknowledging that as I'm sitting here, as I'm taking these breaths and sitting here. With that emotion. Because that's, and you know what? This is interesting. Because that's a place where we're going to go tonight. We're going to talk about the emotional body. And how it is so easy to stuff down, to ignore those feelings. Wow. Sometimes things are orchestrated for us beyond our knowing, beyond what we can even contemplate. So, how did everybody do last night? How did everybody do with their homework? Let's kind of recap where we left off last night. It was the first day of the Sacred Soul Soiree. Okay, so how many of you can say that fast 3 times in a row without getting tongue-tied? And we left off, after everything we went through last night, we left off with sacred play and creating our joy list. Creating our sacred play list that can create joy, that can help us on our pathway to euphoria. So, okay, well, thank you. So let's just see. Let me take a break. And the worksheets for tonight are posted in the group. They went up late, but they're there. They're there. If you can click on them, if you have time to download them, go for it. Make sure you have water. Make sure you have anything that you take notes with. Hi, Christina. Nice to see you here. Hi, Diana. Thank you so much. Oh, I really appreciate that. Rebecca. Oh my gosh, Rebecca's in the house. Girl, it is fantastic to see you here. Having your energy here. Thank you so much, Carolyn, for joining. And Carol, she was my, wow. Thank you so much for posting the homework. I cannot get that up in here. So let's see who else is here. Diana, Monica. Oh, hey, girl. So I was just saying how taking that breath into your heart, like taking that breath and getting out of our mind, because the last 30 minutes, actually the last 20 minutes of coming on here have been frazzling. I mean, let's just be raw and real with each other, ladies. It was frazzling. I cannot get into any groups online through my computers, my laptop, my desktop, even rebooting them. Thank you, Monica. That's so sweet of you. Mwah. And so you don't think my eyebrows are too dark, Monica? Oh, yeah, I feel my face is all flushed. Because my intention is to show up so fully and even beyond my own knowing for each and every one of you, whether you're live here or on or on listening to the replay. And if I would have allowed my mind to take over, I would be a puddled mess right now. I would have been crying because I couldn't get on. Thank you, darling. And Monica just said, your energy does it for me. So, and I'm still deep breathing into my heart and allowing all that emotional frazzledness to just work through my body. To work through my body. Because of not getting on and my husband wanting something from me. And I'm like, no way. I have my live. You know I have my live thing tonight. I got it every night this week. You're just going to have to wait and allow him, if he chose to pout or if he chose to storm out, or like I'm like, no, and then back trying to figure out how to get online with y'all. And it's like, we are not responsible for how other people react, women. You get it? It's it's none of our business what other people think about us. That is a writer downer. It is not it's none of my business. It's none of my business what other people think about me. So and I was saying earlier, how it's really interesting that I'm working with my emotional body, because that's what we're doing tonight. And I want to encourage each and every one of you to, as I said last night, I want to refresh us all to make sure to interact, because as you do, how I feed you energy, you feed me back. It's like this, it's a gift we give to each other. Thank you for that. It's a gift we give to each other. Especially on a live call, where the energy can be palpable. That means you could taste it, feel it, breathe it. You can smell it. You can know it. You can like sink into it. So Carolyn says, last night, she sat outside for not last night, just in general. She sat outside for a couple hours today listening to music and watching the clouds shape shift. Oh, I love doing that. All the different shapes. So last night, for all of you that were not here, last night we talked about sacred play, the pathway to euphoria. You can go in the Facebook group, Ignite Your Joyful Heart. In the file section on the left-hand side of the group, there's different categories. There's file section, and you can click on that, and that is where you will find the worksheets for day 1 and day 2. And as a gentle reminder, women, as of next week, Tuesday, all of that's going to disappear. So you want to get on it, stay on it, do it. Invite your other friends. I invite you to really take this experience, this sharing to heart, and think of where you're at now, because I'm going to ask you at the end of the week, how do you feel different? Have you been incorporating different things? As tonight we go into the sacred self. And I want to congratulate everybody that is either did their homework from last night, from yesterday, and did their play work. How's that? And are going to be doing it. Because it's vital. So do you have water with you? I need to take a drink. Now, my whole energy system, I can feel it, has settled down, has smoothed out. The frazzleness that I was experiencing has shifted. So tonight, with working with our sacred self, we're going to start learning. Okay, so let me just take a moment here. Let's set this container. I just received that message. Tammy, make sure you set your container, darling. So here we are. I want everybody to take a breath. Breathe in for the count of 5. Hold for a count of 5. Take that breath into your heart. And release for a count of 5. And do that 3 times. As we can fill this container. Sacred Soul Soiree container. With the energy of revealing more to us and bringing more awareness. Okay, we're gonna look like we're gonna dive into what it looks like to be connected and what keeps us from being connected to that sacred piece of us, that sacred self. Some of us call it spirit, some of us call it our essence. Did you know that, so we have our soul, but did you know that you can actually go beyond your soul, into your spirit? Your spirit is like your soul is like, this is how I understand it, or the best way I know how to explain it. The soul is what you have lived lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, for those of you that believe in that, which I do. And the spirit is what you originally were. Okay. Spirit's bigger. Okay, thank you for that. And essence, your essence is what you are. It's bigger. It's bigger than the soul. But the essence is sometimes it's like a shy child. It needs to know that it can trust us to come live more within us. Thank you for that. So, okay. Oh my gosh. I can't believe this. Guess what just happened? Where is it? I'm going to take you ladies with me. Thinking I was going to go on my computer and I shut my phone down. I did not know that it was low on battery. So all of you that are just now joining us, I was not able to get online via computer. Okay, so let me think where my plug-in is for a moment here. It's usually right here by my desk. I think it's over in the bathroom. Okay, well, you're going to go with me. So, tonight, I didn't mean to put you up in my nostril. Oh, tonight is about the sacred self, connecting to your inner power. Okay, stay true to your needs and wants. That's the one secret to a joyous and happy relationship. So, that's where, okay, I'm taking you girls with me. Whew, gotta roll with it, right? So, this is great practice. This is great practice of rolling with it. No matter where we're at, no matter what we're doing, when life hands you things that can be a little sticky, that can get you frazzled in a moment's notice. Yeah. So, okay. So as I plug this in. Oh, ladies. Okay. How many of you have your homework downloaded? If you don't, then go ahead and get some paper. as I plug this in. Let's hope it reaches for where I have. Okay, so let's just finish this off here. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's hope it reaches. Okay, so now I have a bit of a glare. Wow, I really appreciate you ladies bearing with me. Yep, I gotta see how to plug it in and how to set it on here. Wow, I guess I'm gonna have to hold it because now my plug is in the bottom of my phone. Hi, Carolyn. Thank you so much for joining. Hey, Danielle. So one of the things we're talking about tonight is our emotional body. We're talking about sacred self, connecting to our inner body, connecting to our inner power. We're also going to be talking about the emotional body. And I was just sharing how I was working with my emotional body as we got on live because I had to end up going live on my phone versus the computers, which I already had set up. And I was frazzled. And it is imperative, women, it is imperative that we allow our emotional body to express itself. To express itself. Because the one thing that is detrimental to our health, our emotional, mental, spiritual, physical health is burying our emotions. Emotions buried alive never die. So now I am holding my phone because now I had to plug it in because it was going dead. So just bear with me, okay? There are hidden gems deep within inside of us. And they're waiting to be discovered. They're waiting to be discovered, unraveled. They're waiting to be a part of you. They're waiting to be a part of your magic treasure chest. So, as we were talking about the emotional body, because that is one of the main things that can keep us from our sacred self, is our emotional body. I was working with a woman just the other day in a group of women, and she had, and not knowing this, because so many people have grown up not being able to express their emotions. And I believe that this comes down through our lineage, because how many women have been repressed and suppressed, and that leads into us, our mothers, our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers. They were not able to express their full truth, and we carried on that energy. Yeah, I talk with my hands, so when you see my phone shaking, it's because I'm talking with my hands. Let me see if I can set this up a different way. So, it's going to be a little bit noisy if I try to do this. Let me see. Can I set this up this way without it falling? Okay, maybe I can. Okay, let's see if this works. So when we allow our emotions to unravel through our physical being, we actually are allowing them to release, to be free, to clear out the space. Just like how I was feeling frazzled. Now, had I not done that, had I kept all of that energy inside of me, I would have been I felt like crying. Honestly, I felt like crying when I first got on here. But as I breathe into my heart, so all of you that are just now joining, I want you to take a breath And I want you to breathe that into your heart space. I want you to, as much as you can, get out of your mind and bring yourself and bring your energy down into your heart space. This is a really powerful topic for tonight of how we inform ourselves, our sacred self, through our emotional body. And when we do not allow that to express itself, we shut down our connection to our sacredness. Are you a queen? Okay, I want you to answer these questions honestly. Are you a queen of stuffing down your emotions? Do you know somebody that is? I just worked with my mom today. She was trying to ignore, like she had something come up, and I was over there working with her, and as she's telling me a story, tears are coming down her cheeks, and she's like, "Oh, I'm fine." Like, no, you're not, damn it. Allow those tears to go. You know, tears help to cleanse the soul, helps to cleanse the body. Like, allow the tears to flow. And I just said in a very compassionate voice, Mom, you're not okay. Quit ignoring that. And it's okay not to be okay. So if you need permission to not be okay, I'm here to give it to you. It's okay, ladies. So just take a deep breath on that. Because that's a heavy thing. That can be really heavy. Especially when we know people that stuff their emotions and they're in our family. Do you beat yourself up internally more than anyone else? So I want you to answer these. If you feel comfortable, type in the text chat. Admit out loud, because what we're wanting to do, what the intention of tonight is to bring this forth so we can clear it. And I've been called, yes, okay, to go on. Because we're going to bring this forth so we can clear it as our in this container. If you're all up for that. So we can start to clear this. Do you cry at a Hallmark commercial? Girls, not only it wasn't just the Hallmark movies. It was the Hallmark commercials. And once I started to learn more about myself, like in my 20s, my 30s, like I would just bawl. My husband would look at me like, "What are you crying about?" I'm like, "Oh, but that's so sweet, blah, blah, blah." And I would just be a blubbering mess. And my kids grew up, well, okay, there's a Hallmark commercial. We know what Mom's going to do. So, do you cry at Hallmark commercials? More times, in my experience, it's because of the things we're lacking within us, that we want somebody else to take care of for us. Well, I remember saying, I wish my husband acted like that. Well, I wish it was always, because it's always a couple, right? It was always like, well, I want that in my life. Well, because I wasn't giving it to myself. I wasn't giving it to myself. That is where tonight, talking about the emotional body, experiencing right here together. So if you have emotion come up, if you have any kind of, whether it's rage, whether it's anger, whether it's sadness, whether it's shame or guilt or tears, allow that to come forth right here tonight as you're with me. Because we are going to work on this. I want to make sure that if I can give you an experience of clearing and healing at least a layer of this energy, so we can connect to our sacred self. That's what we're doing tonight. I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have you been able to tell yourself that? I can feel that energy saying that to you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can feel the spirits. I can feel, okay, when I say spirits, I meant like you. I can feel your beings, your essence, like there is more than you that's present here. And it is so grateful that you said yes to you. It is so grateful you said yes to you and that you came here tonight live and that you're listening to the replay. Are your emotions ruling your life? Are they running your life? My emotions used to. I never knew there was an emotional body to take care of, to embrace, to nurture, to nourish, to let other people, because here's the thing, ladies. When we expect others to take care of our emotional self, we put expectations upon them. Let's give an example. Valentine's Day. I used to get so upset all the time because I never got flowers for Valentine's Day. I never would get nothing. Sometimes maybe a card. But it's supposed, because I grew up with this idea, thank you to media and other things, that, oh, Valentine's Day means flowers and a card and expectations of candy, but expectations. How many times when we expect other people to take care of our emotional body, we actually put expectations on them. So back to Valentine's Day. When I finally realized this, and I quit expecting my husband to get me flowers, because every time I did, every Valentine's Day, we've been married 40 years now, so I would say probably 25 of the 40 years, I finally got smart. I finally accepted the fact Tim doesn't like to buy flowers because in his mind, he's buying something that's going to die. So I allowed him to be who he is. I went and bought myself some flowers, girls. Totally took the hook off of him. Totally took the expectation off of him. You know, he was able to be more of himself with me because I took off that expectation. And when I was in the florist, I still remember, this is bringing me so much joy right now. This great story. When I was in the floral shop, like 10, 15 years ago, getting flowers, the florist said, well, who are these for? I picked out he let me go back in the cooler and pick out just the most gorgeous flowers. And I'm like, well, they're for me. Really? Oh my gosh, Tammy, more women should do that. More women should buy themselves flowers. Wow, right? So when we start taking care of our emotional body, that connection with our sacred self starts to create itself. Not create itself. Okay. Let me find a better way to say this. When we start to take care of our emotional body, we start to find that pathway, that connectiveness to our sacred self. Is what I'm sharing so far, is that making sense? Is that landing? Do you resonate with that? So, because if I don't know, for some reason I'm not seeing text messages. Well, maybe I am. Maybe nobody's chiming in. But if you would chime in so I know that I'm on the right path with you ladies, I would really appreciate it. Or put some hearts and likes across the screen. Because as I shared earlier, I couldn't get on my computers. Either one of them could not access any Facebook group. So I'm on my phone, holding it with one hand while I'm talking with my other hand. I'm very expressive. Oh. So do you experience the feelings of, okay, so when we talk about the emotional body, do you ever experience feelings like, I'm not good enough? Well, here it goes, the permission again. I keep hearing this. Give them permission that it is okay to take care of you. It is okay to put things on your schedule, on your calendar that says me time, or it says sacred self time, or whatever you want to say that. I say it's Tammy time. I've found so many women so deeply afraid of their emotions. One, and I used to be there, is because I might lose it. I might lose control if I really allowed all the hurt and the anger that's been with me lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And ladies, I didn't. Okay, so I'm going to be 58 this month. So let's say let's say 50 years, let's see, I didn't know this for probably 50 years. I've done energy work. I've worked on myself for decades, but some of this nuance, these are nuances about the emotional body and how we really, because if we don't allow it to express, it needs to start trusting us. It wants to be more with us. In the experiences I've had, we can actually, for lack of a better way of saying it, shove that part of us outside of us. And we really want to incorporate it into us, with us. So allowing our emotions to come forth and be expressed, and be with them. Be with them. They want to talk to us. Like, for instance, one time I was working out and I had a coach and I couldn't figure, like, my knees were giving out. I'm like, why are my knees so weak? It was a little step. I was just stepping up and down and I could feel, and I tapped into my knees and it says, I don't feel supported. And I felt like crying right there in the gym. And I allowed the emotion in my knees, because that's what my knees felt like, crying. My knees did not feel supported. So allowing that emotion of just being with it. We don't have to know all these ins and outs of, oh, did I do this right? Did I clear this right? We just have to be present with it. Just being present with the emotion, a lot of times can help it move, can help it dissipate. Isn't that a great thing to know? So just take a deep breath. There's a lot of energy. Did you know that not even all of the okay, let me rephrase this. Did you know that not... Okay. Did you know that all the emotions we feel might not even be ours? They might not even be ours. So this is one of the things I do. Yeah, that's not staying up. Oh, that works. Okay, so this is one of the things I do. When I'm feeling emotion, Here's a simple practice for you. I just start to ask, is this mine? Now this is when I breathe down into my heart, like I'm feeling that emotion. Like the frazzledness I felt earlier tonight, I knew that was mine. So breathe into your heart with any emotion you're feeling right now. If you're not feeling smooth and ease, grace and peace, whatever that emotion is this mine? If it's not yours, if it feels like, no, that's not mine. Ooh, why do I have somebody else's emotion? Well, we can pick it up when we don't know about it. When we're not aware. We can also take on somebody else's emotion. Like today when I was with my mom. I could have very well picked up her emotion. Instead, I sat and held space for her and did not allow her to dismiss it. How many times are we with friends or family members that they want to dismiss emotion because they don't want to break down in front of us? Encourage them to express it. She doesn't like to cry. And I know it's because she's afraid she's going to lose it, because she was never able to cry when she was little. And she grew up seeing, I can't even imagine this. Her mama had cancer since the age of, my mom was 2. She died when my mom was 13-ish, 11 to 13-ish. So my mom grew up seeing her mama sick, dying in front of her eyes, but not understanding it because she never had anybody to talk to about it. Or it's like, oh no, don't even go there. Because So she's never learned how to really express emotion. So I know she's scared of it. I know this because I can feel her fear. And I'm the one person she can express it with, her and her twin sister. So I ask the energy, is this mine? And if it's not, I return to sender. If it is mine, I allow it to be with me. I probably get this right maybe 90% of the times, okay? It's a practice. It's a practice, ladies. And that's a simple practice because it's not our responsibility to take care of everybody else's energy. Because when we do that, we're actually, what's the word? Enabling them. I had to learn that with my kids. I got 5 children and 13 grandchildren. Yeah, it's like, oh, so your kids want you to take care of this so they don't have to. I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah, no more enabling when I can catch myself, okay? Okay, so that's a simple practice, right? Okay. Do you really know yourself? Do you really know yourself and how you tick so you can start to discern between what's your energy and what's somebody else's? When I started to learn how to know myself, to get to know myself, and I'm going to share some of those practices with you later as we go along. And I just saw the time. I can't remember, and it's not showing me how long we've been on so far. So, hey, Carol, can you see? I'm just going to ask Carol right now if she can see, because of the delay and the technical issues, what time I really got on. Because I don't know how long we've been here so far, and I really want to honor your time. Okay, so just let me know, Carol. Okay, so sink back into the heart. Everybody take that breath. Go into your heart. So do you ladies, do you get how it is individually? We are responsible to take care of our sacred self, to take care of our emotional body. to do the things for ourselves that help to heal our emotional body. So we can stop expecting others to do that for us. And one way we can start to bring ourselves back home to our sacred self is not only to do that inner healing work, to release and heal, to like actually be aware, and like to discover. Oh my gosh, when we discover like to really get to know who we are on so many levels, this is like freedom, ladies. This is freedom. So here's a simple exercise I want to run you through. Okay, so is anybody, okay, before we do that, I want you all to imagine, okay, let's do some clearing here. Let's do some clearing. All of a sudden, I'm seeing that bug. I'm seeing this big, okay, we live on a farm, so we have this big old kettle. That's what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing this big old kettle that these flames of transformation are with. And I want you to just take all that emotion and whatever you're feeling, that if you feel like it does not, if it does not, what's the right word? Support you anymore. If it does not support you, thank you, Carol. If these emotions do not support you, but it's not about running away from them. It's about, so let's go under the emotion. Expectation. Let's do that. Let's clear this expectation. Okay, thank you for that. So just bring forth and. Wow, I can feel that emotion of that. Let's bring forth the expectation of not only what we have put upon ourselves. Wow, that's it. I was going to say what we put on others is yes, but what we have put upon ourselves, women. The energy of expectation upon ourselves that has weighed so many of us down, that has been carried forth from our ancestors. Okay. Okay, so now this pot has turned into a golden vessel. A golden vessel. That you can lay this down in. To know and to trust that it's all taken care of. That it is being released. That it's clearing. We've just been presented with a golden vessel. Thank you for that. And just know that golden vessel is there throughout the rest of tonight. During this live call. And this work was still work. This will continue through any other replays. Through this. Yeah. Okay. So we'll let that set. It's allowing you to offer it all of that which has kept you stuck, especially the expectations of you that you have put upon yourself and that you have put upon others to help. Wow, can you feel that? Can you feel that? Can you feel that lifting? And that wanted to happen before we go into this next exercise. How many of you can feel that? I don't know who all can feel energy. Can you feel that? Can you see it? Can you sense it? Does it resonate with you? Ooh. I don't yawn because I'm tired. I'm yawn because of a lot of the energy work. I yawn. But that was brought to us, that golden vessel. Thank you, grandmothers. The sacred grandmothers are here with us. Wow. Thank you. So, as we go into the next, this exercise, I want you to, this was so astounding for me, and I wanted to share it here. This was one of the ways I got to know myself, a very simple way. So I want you to write down 5 of your favorite movies. And don't just write them down. Don't just write them down. This was, I'm like, what? I mean, it was actually a little bit hilarious because one of my favorite movies is Transformers. And this was probably, okay, this is 2020. It's probably about 8-9 years ago that I did this. And it was like, what? So, so if you want to, go ahead and type them in the, when you have your 5, the first one to type them in the text chat, making sure I can see them. I'll help you go through them and connect this. And this is how I realized how some of my emotional body, how it was ruling my life, was doing this exercise. It was profound for me. Profound. I guess I can set my water here. So, oh, what is that? What's that? Oh, I'm trying to think of that movie. It's a little boy. He's in New York. He's given away at birth. Oh my gosh. Jenna, do you know what movie I'm talking about? Hey girl, I see you. So 2 of my favorite movies is Transformers, Meet Joe Black, and and there was music, and it was one time mom and the mother and the father, they just fell in love with each other, and then they were separated, and the baby was given away for adoption without the mother's knowledge. She was told that the baby was dead. August Rush, that is it. Thank you for that. That is an incredible movie. Wow, I need to watch that again. I can feel that. So those 3 movies, those are like my top, and one of them is Shooter. It's also Shooter. Like, I could watch that over and over. It's just like, and it helped me to understand myself. Okay. Who else has five movies besides Carol? Okay, I'm looking at yours. Okay. Mummy. I'm not quite sure what Mummy is. Just Like Heaven. Just Like Heaven, is that when a little boy dies and comes back? Okay, I'll use mine because some of these movies I don't know, to be honest with you. But this is what you want to do. Keep writing them in the text chat, okay? Look at all your movies. Find the commonality between them. You can do that and write that down below where you have a blank sheet of paper. Write that down below. What's the commonalities? Yeah, I didn't watch all those either, Danielle. What's the commonalities between all the movies? So with mine, okay, so I have Transformers, Meet Joe Black, August Rush, Shooter. Commonalities. Even though Optimus Prime is a robotic. So Optimus Prime, main character. Meet Joe Black, the main character, the businessman. August Rush, the little boy, never gave up. None of these people ever gave up. Shooter, never gave up. Never gave up in it's more than a goal. It was that never gave into what anybody else said. Had a fortified, like a knowing within them. Like August Rush, I really encourage you all, that little boy, he did whatever it took. I can't tell you the rest of it because it'll, see, okay, Carol, very brave women. So mine were, okay, so there was a main character in each one that was very strong. The okay, there was also a main character, all men. All male. Like, what the heck? All male? That's interesting. And cared about each other. Cared about each other. Cared about the truth. Meet Joe Black. I always wanted a grandfather figure like that. Like a male figure. Okay? Bottom line, I wanted a male figure I could look up to and aspire to in my life. Never had that. Total respect. Like, treated everybody fair. Even his son-in-law, when his son-in-law screwed up and was scared shitless to go tell him what he did. But he did. And even though the main character is disappointed, but he's grateful and didn't treat him any less than. Transformers, Optimus Prime is like, we got this, we got this, we got this. When what I realized that with my emotional body, that I was actually yearning, okay, thank you for that, yearning for that kind of relationship in my life, that I spent a lot of money on male coaches. I thought male coaches or bosses or mentors, like, oh, well, they must know it all, because I put them somehow as a male authority figure and thought that they knew more than I did. Case in point. Oh my gosh. I can't believe, yes, I actually did this, ladies. One of my coaches had his coach present, and he made a comment to me. He's like, Tammy, what? Because we were talking, a group of us, 30 of us, and this guy is like sharing different things with us. And he says, because I asked a question, I stood up, and he's like, Tammy, what do you think I would think of you? Like right now. I'm like, oh, you'll think I'm a Fruit Loop. I thought it was funny, but he looks at me and he's like, you're right, I do. I'm like, holy shit. Like inside me, I'm going, holy shit. So some of the things that he suggested I do is pull my hair back. I had feathers in my hair. I had a feather in my hair. And to pull my hair back, take the feather out, don't ever dye it blonde again, and to be more professional, because I was wearing a sundress. It was California. I'm thinking, oh good, I'm going to wear a sundress. But what I realized almost 2 years later, after I went more brunette or reddish, and like I couldn't take it anymore, what I realized, that not only did I give my power away, like, you know what, that was more about him than me. Now, he meant well, right? He meant well. And what I also realized is that I allowed myself to just listen and go with that, because I thought he knew better than me and my own self. That I had given up a piece of me to that. So when we start to know ourself, when we start to know ourselves, we take back our power. And I mean, I can laugh about it now. I'm like, Tammy! Because it was more about him than me. And what else I realized is because I wasn't grounded. I wasn't grounded within my body. I was floating. Because that's what I thought you had to be if you're going to be spiritual. That's what we were taught, right? Okay. So write those down. Write down and then start to look at it. Look where you, like brave women, how many, is it because you don't feel brave? If you don't mind me using you as an example, Carol, is it because, like, really go in and I know one of your sacred play on your list was to how did you put that? To like just sit and think. I know you said a different word. But think about that. Do you give your power away to other women you think are brave? Do you feel like you cannot be brave? How does that emotionally rule your life? Do you compare yourself? Wish you were more of that? And then take yourself down because you think you're not? Those are certain questions. Do you understand how you can discern and go in deeper into this to start to know yourself more? Is this resonating, ladies? Is this resonating? To know ourselves more is to also understand how our emotional body not just works, but how whether or not it's okay. To know ourselves more is know how to take care of our emotional body. Thank you. How to heal our emotional body, at least on some levels, and how to start bringing it back into our sacred self, into this reconnectiveness that it so wants to be. But it also wants to trust you. It wants to trust that you will keep working on it, and that you'll keep incorporating more and more and more and more and more, and that you will allow it to express, even when you're scared of it. So what gets in the way of this? What gets in the way of this disconnect? For one, I really think it's because we don't know ourselves. And we look outside of ourselves instead of within ourselves to nourish and nurture from within. I also think it's we don't feel good enough sometimes. What are some of the things? What can you think of that can get in the way of not allowing our emotional self to express itself, which actually takes us apart instead of not knowing who we are? I also think it's an excuse of not having time. So we have to make time, women. We have to put ourselves on our calendars. Okay. So do you have trust issues? Do you have trust issues? Because if you have trust issues, then maybe your emotional body, that's part of where, like, it wants to come home fully, but maybe can't because it really wants to trust you. And it wants to speak. It wants to speak. It wants to speak. So allowing it to start speaking. Yeah, it wants to speak. It wants to express. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that. It wants to express. And now I see somebody drawing. So if that's something that resonates with you, there's somebody here that is being asked, or somebody's here being asked to start drawing. Start drawing your expressions. When you tap into your emotional self, start drawing and without judgment, and see what is created. See what gets created out of your drawing. Wow, that was good. So some of the things, because we must clear what keeps us disconnected. This is part of what's needed to accomplish this full integration. Not only the inner healing work, not only the support, the know thyself. To thyself be true. Write that down. Know thyself. To thyself be true. Where are you negating yourself? I know I'm running over. Okay. So we'll get to this last part. This was very, 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 very instrumental for me. And I just did it again earlier today since I was going to be talking about it. Danielle says, allowing other people's thoughts to control my thoughts on how things should be has been a struggle in the past. Very good, Danielle. Or who I should be. Yes. Other people's thoughts of who I should be control you. Yeah. Very good, very good, very good. What else gets in the way? I want you guys to write this down. Like, write it down. What gets in the way of me being sacred with myself? Of me allowing my emotional body to express itself? What gets in the way? This is really, really, I can feel it. So the next thing I'm going to give you, this was one of the biggest turning points of my life because it helped me to know me. Because how can we truly be in our sacred self when we don't even know who we are? It seems simple, but it is incredible. And this is in your worksheets, to go on the website of the 5 love languages and take the quiz. And and it's all shifted, but you want to take the single quiz for singles. And it's not about being single. It's because it's about you single with yourself and how and what makes you tick. And things change and shift over time as we shift and change over time. I used to be, years ago when I did this, I was affirmations. Not anymore. Like, it was huge. It was big. Oh my gosh, it was so big. Probably, yeah, that had to be about 10 years ago. It then shifted. Okay, so affirmations was top, and right below that was access service. So as I grew myself, as I worked on myself, as I healed myself, I didn't need affirmations anymore. I was no longer, because I was giving myself affirmations for one, but I was no longer in expectation mode with others around me, thinking like living or getting depressed because I didn't say, oh, you look good. And usually this is on a significant other, right? So when we, I'm telling you ladies, when we work on ourselves, frick, Dang, the chains come off. The freedom happens. The life we want and desire to live fully, full out, it can happen. It can happen because you are free from expectations from others. You are free to be fully expressed in who you are. And if you're getting judged, it just slides off of you. Isn't that fantastic? It slides off of you. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. That feels glorious, doesn't it? That's a dance party. Oh, yeah. Okay. So the 5 languages of love. I want you to go do that tonight. I want you to write down in your worksheets. Write them all down. 1 through 5. When I did this morning, so out of 100%, it'll give you a percentage on each one. Even if you've done this before, I did this again this morning. Sacred acts is like 40%. I've never had anything 40%. It's been a close together. But here's another layer. Here's another layer. Okay. I feel like I'm screaming almost. Here's another layer to that. It's not just the acts. See, I'm calling it sacred acts. Because here it is. Acts of service. That's the love language, but I'm calling it for me it's sacred acts. Because I hold it so sacred. Because it feels sacred. When somebody does something for me without me initiating it. Wow. Wow. I feel so supported, so loved, so cared for. When we know that about ourselves, then we take that upon ourselves to start doing those sacred acts for us. I still go by myself flowers. I just got three plants today. They were gorgeous. I could feel my spirit get even brighter when I saw them. I could have said no to that. Or I could have thought, oh, there's extra money going for that. I didn't. Like, I was in my heart space. I allowed my essence to bloom brighter. And together we picked out the right ones that came home with us. And it helps me to shine even brighter. Because that's one of the things of how I take care of me. And that's my emotional body saying like, oh yeah. Because it's not all about tears, anger, and our emotional bodies. It's also like the joy and the love and the excitement and the, oh, I want to dance feeling. So I want you to do that. I want you to go back. I want you to go there, and I want you to do that. And start to learn more of yourself. So what are the different tips? Go do the 5 languages of love, because I know it's been, oh wow. Okay, it's almost 8:30. I want you to go do the 5 languages of love. I want you to keep working on your movie list. Start to see how that coordinates. And I'm going to leave you with the last page to do that on your own. Because now that you're learning more about yourself, I want you to start putting things into your calendar of what you will say yes to, What will you say yes to you? And put it in your calendar. Write down your sacred self connection list and take the next step in blocking out time for you on your calendar. Will you commit to that? Let us know over in the Facebook group. We're going to keep this going over in the Facebook group, Ignite Your Joyful Heart, to keep this going. And just know that this golden vessel is transmuting. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All those emotions that no longer serve you. We'll end with that. Yes, they're showing me, the sacred grandmothers are showing me that they are transmuting all of those emotions that you put into that sacred vessel, and they're being transmuted. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you, grandmothers, for being here with us. Thank you to my entourage. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for staying late. And I'll see you tomorrow night. This is just going to keep getting better and better and better, ladies. So let's keep posting it in the Facebook group. Thank you for joining. This is Tammy Lee with day 2 of the Sacred Soul Soiree, where we talked about our sacred self and connecting to our inner power, our inner compass, and bringing the two, the emotional body and the sacred self, back together into wholeness of who we are and what we're meant to be. Good night.